across 7 care homes, and the pay rate is high. The honest truth about UK here is sometimes you don't need to do a specific qualification.
Hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Lynda, and on this channel I share information about nursing abroad, getting jobs abroad, remote job opportunities worldwide. So if you're interested in any of those, be sure to subscribe by clicking the red button and also hit the bell icon so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be able to see it on time. And for my returning subscribers, I appreciate you all a lot. Today we have an interesting one because I have Pauline. I'm sure some of you must have seen her or must have watched some of her videos. She's here to share her best advice for healthcare assistants who are planning to come to the UK, or overseas nurses who wants to come and work in the UK in 2022 and beyond. And I believe you are going to actually love this session.
Can you tell us about yourself, and let's get into it.
All right, what is up, guys? My name is Pauline Moyo, and I'm a YouTuber and a peripatetic nurse as well. I came to UK in 2018 to come and work as a registered nurse. And before I came here to UK, I used to work in Zimbabwe, Bilo School of Nursing, and I was a tutor. Basically, I used to train nurses, so I am a highly skilled professional. Smash that like button. In UK, I obviously I've been working as a nurse, and then sometime last year I started working as a peripatetic nurse. And the difference between an ordinary nurse and a peripatetic nurse is a peripatetic nurse, you are basically an equivalent of a band 7 nurse in the NHS, and you don't work in only one. Like, I work in care homes, but I don't work in one care home. I work in different care homes. I work across 7 care homes, and the pay rate is high.
Wow, that's amazing. Can you just tell us a little bit about your journey from a band 5 nurse and this peripatetic nurse? How did you get that role? I mean, was it easy for you? Did you need to apply for it? Did someone have to invite you to come and become, like, how did it happen?
Well, the honest truth about UK here is sometimes you don't need to do a specific qualification for you to be. For example, if you're progressing, if you're in NHS and you're progressing from band 5 to band 6, sometimes you don't need a specific qualification, but it depends on what kind of an individual you are. Are you a competent individual? Do you know your skills? And are you the way you are performing your work? If you are excellent, of which I'm excellent in performing my work, if you are excellent in doing your work and you feel like you are capable of doing this job, you can actually apply for a peripatetic nurse, and you need at least 2 years experience for you to be a peripatetic nurse, and you need to pass your interviews. The interviews for peripatetic nurse are a bit more complex than a band 5 nurse or an ordinary nurse, which means you have to be highly knowledgeable like me for you to be able to get a peripatetic nurse job.
Okay, wow, interesting. So I'm really excited that you have that role, and that means we really have a lot to learn from you today. So what are your best advice for any nurse, new overseas nurse that just arrived in the UK, or people that are getting ready to come to the UK? What are your best career progression advice?
All right. In terms of career progression, well, it depends with individuals. Like myself, when I came here, I didn't really fuss much about climbing up the ladder, because where I come from, I'd already climbed the ladder up to the seniorest position in nursing, because I was a tutor, and being a tutor is a big deal, which means I'd actualize. So when I came here to UK, it's all about hustling, making money, putting food on the table, and looking at things like maybe in future I'm going to open my own agency, I'm going to open my own recruitment agency and things like that. This is what I'm focusing on, because I've realized that in UK, when you come to UK, even if I came with all my qualifications that I came here with, because for you to be a tutor, you have to be qualified, isn't it? You have to be highly qualified. All those qualifications, I packed them away in my bag, because when you come to UK, they don't recognize your qualifications. You start from point zero. But if you want, maybe let's say you want to advance, for example, you come here and you've got a diploma in nursing, or you've got a degree in nursing, and you want to have a degree which is UK standard degree. Most of the people have been topping up their degree. Most of the time they top up with the University of Derby because it is one of the cheapest universities. So you can actually top up your degree, and I can top up your degree or your diploma and have a UK recognized degree. Then from there you can start climbing up the ladder. Why you would choose topping up your degrees? Because education is expensive here in UK, and topping up your degree is fairly cheap. So if it is cheap, you can actually they pay £300 per month, maybe if you're doing it over 2 years. And then after those 2 years, obviously you'll be working towards getting your indefinite leave to remain. And once you get your indefinite leave to remain, it is easier for you to embark on any journey that you want. You can become you can actually use government funds if you are now a citizen. But if you go to a place like NHS, the advantages of going to a place like NHS is that you can actually start progressing career-wise, because they can take you to school. You can enroll in any program that you want. So if you are coming to UK and your main objective is to progress career-wise, I would suggest that you go to a place like NHS. But if you are coming to UK and your main objective is to hustle and make some money, like I am currently doing, you go to a care home, because care homes, they pay better than the NHS.
Exactly. Okay, that's really well said. Okay, thank you so very much. So, the NHS, you actually believe that people progress more quickly in the NHS than the care homes, is that?
Yes, they progress career-wise. They progress faster than in care homes, because in care homes, they hardly enroll you for any program. If you're working in a care home and you want to enroll in any program, you have to fork out funds from your pocket. And I have tried to enroll for a program, and they said they want something like £16,000 per year. I was like,
Wow.
WTF, I cannot afford £16,000 per year. So that is the kind of thing that has been holding me back, because my dream was to wear that red gown, and probably maybe one day I will wear that red gown to have a PhD in nursing and wear that red gown. That has always been my dream. And if it is my dream, and if it is something that I want, nothing can stop me, because I'm a goal-getter. I always go after what
Yeah,
I
of course.
want. You see.
Okay, that's fine. And
Mm.
thank you very much. So, how about the HCAs that are coming? What do you think will help them to progress career-wise? Since you are working in so many care homes, I'm sure you work with healthcare assistants as well. So, what do you think? What is your best advice for anyone that is coming through the healthcare assistant route?
Well, if you're coming as a healthcare assistant, I've seen some. I never knew that you can actually do nursing online, but I've seen some healthcare assistants actually doing nursing online. You see,
Wow.
during let's say they're now taking their break, like we're entitled to 1 hour break at work if you're working night shift, they are doing their courses online. They are reading their books and all that, which means you can if you come as a healthcare assistant and you want to be a nurse, you can actually start online and become a
Wow.
nurse, and probably go for some practical attachments, because nursing is very easy in the UK. It's very different. It's very different from the. See, I used to be a tutor, and I used to teach nursing, and the course content that we used to teach compared to what is taught here in the UK. If you
Yeah.
become a nurse in UK, it's as easy as ABCD. There's basically nothing much that you do compared to what we used to teach. You see, because it's more of theory and very little of practical. So you can actually do all those things theory online, and then at some point in time you can get your leave and do some practicals, and you can actually become a nurse if you want to become a nurse.
Yeah, amazing. Because I've not really thought about the online studies for the healthcare system. I'm always thinking about the nursing apprenticeship and all of that for them. I never thought about the online. I think it's a very good idea. But do you
Mhm.
know, like, the fees, the cost implication for the online courses? Is this as expensive as the offline one?
Are they expensive? Well, when it comes to something that you want, there's nothing called it's expensive. because if you want something, you have to work hard for it. I've seen people, you can actually work very hard, do some agency work, do some extra shifts, and dedicate some money to paying your online tuition, and you can actually spread the fees over whether it's the whole year or 2 years. So there is nothing called a very expensive if you are committed and dedicated to achieving something that you want. If you really want something, you sacrifice for it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting and well said.
Mhm.
Okay, how about the nurses that are also coming through the healthcare assistant route? What do you think? What do you think will be the best thing for them to do once they get to the UK?
All right. If you're coming, most of the time, I usually discourage nurses from taking the healthcare assistant route because you are going to be bound by a contract, and most of these contracts they bind you for 3 years, they bind you for 5 years. If you want to come as a nurse and you want to come as a healthcare assistant, you are better off taking a 1 year contract. And during that 1 year, if maybe IELTS or English test is something which was holding you back, as soon as you set your foot here in UK, you make a studying for your IELTS your everyday bread and butter, because it is not easy to pass IELTS when you're here in UK because of their different accents. As it is, as I'm speaking with a different accent from yours. So now imagine a British accent, an Irish accent. It's all different. It's very difficult to understand. So, which means if you're coming as a nurse under this route, you really have to pull up your socks. Pull up your socks all the way to your neck and work very hard. Because if you don't do that, you end up becoming a healthcare assistant for the rest of your life. Because I know people who've been struggling to pass IELTS for the past 5 years, for the past 6 years, for the past 10 years. I've been writing IELTS and failing writing IELTS because I don't hear what they're saying. They don't hear what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't fail because you don't know what you're saying. But if I've been here, 4 years, people still say they don't get me when I'm speaking. Or maybe the unfortunate thing is that I don't want to change my accent. But that's the thing. They won't be hearing you. Then you end up failing because they didn't hear what you say. So it's you can take that route if you are desperate. Otherwise, I don't encourage nurses to take that route because of what I've seen based on other people's experiences. You understand? So I always say that leave the healthcare assistant route for healthcare assistants who are out there. We've got people who are nurse aides, we've got certificate nurses and all that. Why should you take their opportunity instead of taking your own opportunity and coming as a nurse? That's what I always say most of the time. You see, because there are plenty of nursing duties, plenty of nursing roles here. So I would rather you dedicate yourself to working very hard in your country so that you don't come here and you're bound by a 3 year contract and you are frustrated at work, because there's nothing as painful as being a nurse and being given orders by a senior care assistant when you know that you are highly qualified than them and you can be the one who is superior to them.
Wow, amazing. Like, what? But I usually say that because I know a lot of people, they've asked me this particular question, and I know a lot of people that they've written IELTS yes, like a number of times. Like, they will tell me that they will send me their results. Maybe they want to combine two results, and just one of them is 6.0. So usually, what I say is that if I will usually ask, okay, you feel that you cannot write IELTS yes again, and it is only through carer route, that if you come here, because I saw one contract for one person as a nurse. So the contract says that once she is able to meet her NMC process, she can progress, she can change her role as a nurse. So what I usually say is, even if you're coming through the healthcare assistant route, what you need to do is that make sure you have that discussion with your employer. Let them include it in your contract that you're going to change once you're able to complete your NMC process. Because I believe that most care homes, they also have nurses, right? So if they include it that way, that means even if immediately you come, you're able to get your IELTS and complete your process, you are able to change to a nursing role. So I've seen someone that succeeded in doing that. So she was able to make them include it in their contract that she can change to a nursing role once he's able to complete the process. So it's even though it's a 3 year contract, she doesn't have to finish as a carer. So I think that's one thing, and other people can actually take out from this. So even if you don't want to try anymore. But usually the best thing is to try and try. You end up not passing your IELTS, yes, like she said. I've never really considered that sometimes the accent could be a problem. I always think that, oh, you are going to pass. But I know that it might be a problem, just like the example she gave. So yeah, so thank you so much for coming to this channel. I believe that your career advice is really very helpful. One thing I also want to chip in is that I also had that belief that when you have international qualifications, you cannot use it here. So I also I also forgot all the qualifications I had from Nigeria. But someone actually opened my eyes recently. Your qualification back home can be very useful, but you have to make sure you find a way to make it useful here by showing that you have the experience and that you know what you can do and what you can bring to the table. So thank you so much, Pauline, for gracing this channel, because I'm really, really privileged that you agreed to do this collab with me in this channel. And I believe that everyone that watched this video will also benefit a lot from your wealth of experience and knowledge. So thank you very much. And thank you everyone for coming and watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.